Good morning, cyber traders, and happy November 1st. How's everybody doing? Good to see you, JJ, Amy, Deb Fine. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, Bill. All right, guys. So before we start getting to all the great excitement, a lot of you guys had cashed in on this EVHC. I'd just like to take a moment of silence, really quick, for what happened last night, and not too far from my house, actually, my hometown of New York, for the terrorist attack that just happened, for all those lives that were taken. So let's just take a moment and just remember what just happened yesterday for the terrorist attack. Thank you. Well, hopefully, we don't have to do that again. Um, but getting back to what happened this morning, ladies and gentlemen, regarding about all that crazy chaos going on in the heart of Manhattan. There's, looking at some of the things that I don't know if the market kind of got affected by it, but it's not. Home Depot, obviously, that terrorist rented a truck from there. Obviously, it's not affecting the stock at all. But there are some things that are getting affected, not to do about what happened last night, but regarding that some of you guys are trading. First of all, let's before we start going into the watch list and start looking what we traded yesterday, I just want to do a quick little shout out for some of you guys trading this EVHC. Now EVHC, I mean, we got to do a couple of shout outs. Ken and Ben both over $3 on 1,000 shares they made on that trade. You got to give those guys a round of applause. Congrats, guys. That's what it's all about. Now, EVHC, just to let you know, that is, you're talking minimum of 4. This is probably a 5 category. So you got to be a level 5 trader here at Cyber Trading University to trade EVHC. Listen, the stock literally went up about 7 points. I mean, the stock got destroyed. I'll tell you, I'm shocked on, on how fast it went up. Obviously, the news was not as terrible as they thought. The stock gapped down humongously. It was down literally almost like 20 points. Made a huge comeback. So, but listen, this is what trading is all about. You know what I mean? So hopefully for all you beginner traders out there or the ones that are just starting to learn, listen, it's guys like, in the trading room that been here and stuck it out for a long time, with the experience. I mean, Ken's been here for, I don't know, Ken, you've been here, what, 2, 3 years now, maybe? Ben, caught it right away. Very smart guy, started in June and doing phenomenal. So, listen, these are things that we train for, and this is why you have to stick it out. And I told everyone, you just can't just think, you're going to learn to trade in 5 days or be in a trading room for a week and so on. This is what experience comes along with it. Remember, my job is to teach you how to trade. It's your job to learn how to trade with the team. But once again, that was great. So good for all you guys.
Hey, good job.
All right, so regarding about what we traded yesterday, before we start going through the watch list, obviously the EVHC is going to make the list. So that was awesome regarding about the EVHC. Writing that down. But let's just talk about what moved yesterday. UAA, that stock, Under Armour, all got crushed yesterday. And it tried to bounce a little bit, but once it broke that major support levels right there, you could see right around $13.38 going into the close, guys. Whoever shorted it, you must have cleaned up because that was good for at least a 75-cent. Did a little bit of a shake right here and then came right down going into 430. That was a great trade going into the close. And remember, the warrant of the company, remember, there's different classes of shares. I'm not here to teach you, what a warrant is or voting shares. That's irrelevant, but there are multiple stocks that they did come out with, and the stock is getting destroyed. I'm actually shocked. I mean, this stock is just getting crushed Under Armour. Don't know what happened. It was a great run a long time ago, but this is what happens when it comes. You can't think just because you're dealing so-called blue chip company. Sometimes they're not. Another stock that's been doing great for us on the swing trade is Square. Looking at the intraday chart, you could see it's a very tough stock to day trade. There was a lot of shakes. A lot of you guys just did the workshop. All you gold and platinum students here, you know what I'm talking about. So Square is still on the list. Square has been a great swing trade. I know some of you guys have been doing great on it. So Square is doing phenomenal. The SNE trade, that one was nice early in the morning. That did a nice little move from like 43 all the way up to about 45. It gapped up, down right now. But that one did really well for us yesterday. For some of you that were not here, and the PYDS, that also was one of our afternoon stocks, morning stocks that did really nice. But it did its big move earlier, and then all of a sudden it took off. Now, for some of you, I just want to reiterate a little bit what happened yesterday. Remember, guys, this stock was not on the watch list, but Under Armour was, and but AMD, was on the list. But you could see some of these stocks don't really make their moves. They have great pre-market, some of them, but sometimes some things will pop up. Square was on our watch list. All these stocks were on our watch list, but doesn't mean that they're all going to move when the market opens up. That's why, if you're listening on YouTube or if you're just a trial member, you could see what happens in the pre-market, how we prepare, and we're very aggressive, like a stock like the EVHC, and then basically find something new. Because remember, there's a very, very small window where we make most of our money. Day traders, we only work about an hour a day, the first hour and the last hour of the close. That's where the money's being made. All right, so what is moving on this morning? I did mention Ferrari also. For some of you that are in the swing trade, we're doing great on that Ferrari trade. There's a lot of earnings coming out today, guys. Tesla's coming out with earnings. Ferrari's coming out with earnings tomorrow morning, I believe. And, listen, I know the market's doing great. You could throw a dart and probably hit anything. If you can't throw a dart, and you're still going to probably make money on anything. But some of them are just doing so much better than others. We're fans of certain ones. Some of them, listen, it's funny, but like I follow a lot of people and seeing what they're calling out. And listen, it's a different animal. I know a lot of us can't afford a $120 stock. There are people bragging on how great they're doing NVIDIA. There are people bragging, NVIDIA was a great run. People are bragging about Facebook at $188. People, are bragging about, Apple. And, it's funny when you hear these people, but you all know, some of these stocks are out of our league, and you're like, I can't afford that stock. You know what I mean? And I don't want you to prostitute yourself to say, well, I can't trade it, so let me trade an option. That's not what trading's about. There are other stocks out there to trade that we can make money on that we're doing great. If it was, Fiat that did great, that was another one of our great calls. Snap or obviously the big one right now in the last couple of days was Square. You could have bought Square in September at 25. So please keep in mind, guys, that yes, swing trading is doing great, and I'm hearing people bragging what great traders that are. But let me tell you something. It's not a matter if, there's a matter of when, but there are corrections. And that's when people start realizing how good of a trader they are. But don't look at it that it's too late. That's why a lot of us day trade. Like, for example, the aggressive traders here that are understand how to trade momentum did with EVHC. Now, what's moving on? What else is going to make the list? Okay, I'm going to work through the big percentage gainers. I want to keep an eye on the SKLN trade, Skyline Medical. You could see, I guess they just said this morning, I don't know if anything has to do with the medical stocks, but I guess the Obamacare websites, you could start renewing things. So I don't know if that has something to do with it, but it's pretty weird how a lot of medical stocks obviously making, that are in the news. And a lot of them not obviously pharmaceuticals. Another stock that is up 13%, 69,000 shares. Very cheap stock. Good little spread right here. Very, very comfortable. Looks more like a level one. The ARQL. It's got good volume, good volatility. It's got good movement. Doesn't look like it's going to make a big move. But for some of you beginner traders just starting out, this could be right up your alley. Black Box Corporation. A little bit of a big spread. This is a scalping stock, guys. Now, for all the scalp traders, this is probably a stock that you want to look at. Stock was an $8 stock, got destroyed. It's probably going to test resistance levels. But remember, scalping is different than momentum. But I'm going to throw it for all the scalp traders. BBOX, going to put that on your watch list. ADMS, Pharmaceutical. This one's moving up really, really nicely. You could see that it's going up nice trend. Very good volume. Spread is pretty huge, so you know you're gonna have to work the spread when it comes to this stock right here, Adams, ADMS. But it does have a nice, simple trend. All right, you got a couple other stocks like MBRX and GRMN. We've traded this stock, but they're expensive. Garmin, Groupon is finally making somewhat of a push. Level 1 stock. It's testing resistance levels. Not a big fan of it, but 4%. Listen, anything on the 5% is a scratch. Checkpoint Software Technologies taking a little bit of a beat up here, but it's, once again, out of our price range. It's not a day trading stock right there. All right. PYDS did great. You could see it. Had a really, really nice move yesterday. It's up, and now it's down. And no shocker here. Okay. New York Stock Exchange. BGS. Okay. BG Foods, nice volume, big buyers, up a little bit, but it's testing resistance levels. Looks like it filled in the gap. I don't think I'm a fan of it. I know a lot of us are famous. Here we go, U.S. Steel. Listen, some of you were here for on-site. Ken Thole loved that little little light fixture that we had for the on-site. Listen, we still have it. I know it sits on Josh's desk. But you remember, you got to be maybe a 3 or 4 to trade U.S. Steel, okay? Now, remember what I told you, that today is the first day of the month, okay? So now things are going to start changing. A lot of people, DDD, yeah, absolutely. I know one of you just mentioned that, Ken. Yeah, DDD, this one is just breaking lower lows. That's not too healthy for DD. I don't know if it's on your short list, but sure, it looks like a great trend down. It looks like there's a decent spread right there, so that's just the beginning. Listen, if they're short and going into the close like this, obviously the writing's on the wall. Now, regarding about the first day of the month, you notice that there's a lot of earnings that are coming out going into the afternoon close. So for some of you that want to stick around, the room is always open. You guys could trade going into the close. You got class that's going on today. Traders Talk is also going on today at 1 o'clock. So there's a lot. Classes are going on today for a lot of you. Listen, you got to keep coming back to the classes. Every time you're in class, remember, 70% of the course is all live trading. They're always different. And most importantly, it's a great way for all of you guys to meet and talk about your experience so we can answer the questions in detail. Most of your time is spent in class, not in the trading room. So remember, the faster you learn, the faster you know how to speak the language, the faster you're going to make money, and that's what it's all about. All right, guys, just be very patient. So don't forget about Traders Talk. Phase 1 is going to finish up today, and then obviously we got Phase 2 coming up. And then I will be gone tomorrow for the week. I will be in Las Vegas for the Traders Expo, so hopefully I get to see you guys there, and look forward to see you back on Monday. Don't worry, I might be checking in time to time because, like I said, I always want to check up on you, see how you guys are doing. All right, guys? There's always, that's right, Amy, there's always something new that you're going to learn in the trading room. Absolutely. Absolutely. In class. So make sure you're there. And that's why, give you the opportunity to trade in the morning and then jump in class right after. Guys, good luck today. Happy trading. Don't forget. Thanks a lot, Amy. And like I said, see you guys this afternoon at 2:30 for the afternoon meeting. Good luck and be safe out there.